Alright, so the producer I chose is Dr. Dre because he's pretty much my favorite producer of all time. So everybody knows Dr. Dre for his infamous NWA group, but not everybody knows Dr. Dre's history. See, Dr. Dre was born Andre Ramel Young. He came from a very musical background. Both his parents were singers. His mother, Verna, she quit her group, the Four Aces, shortly before Dre was born. His middle name comes from one of the bands his father, Theodore, belonged to. The Ramels was the name of the band. After Dr. Dre's parents split up, Dre lived with his mother, who remarried several times. They moved around quite frequently, and at one point, he lived in Wilmington Arms housing projects in the Compton area. He also bounced from multiple high schools, starting at Centennial, and was transferred to Fremont High School, and eventually ended up at Chester Adult School. But his interest clearly didn't lie in schoolwork, bouncing around like that. He essentially wanted to do music. Dr. Dre received a music mixer for Christmas in 1984 and soon turned his family's home into his studio. For hours on end, he would work his magic, taking pieces of different songs and kind of manipulating them and stitching them together. Dr. Dre teamed up with fellow rappers Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Yella, MC Ren, the Arabian Prince, and the DOC to form NWA, which is in with attitude. With his new group, he was able to produce more hard-hitting sounds, and NWA's lyrics were equally as harsh as they were explicit, reflecting life on the street. The group's second album, Straight Outta Compton, was released in 1988 and sold more than 2 million copies and marketed the arrival of a new genre, which was gangster rap. One track, F the Police, ignited a firestorm controversy. The song, which explored tensions between black youth of America and the police, was thought to incite violence. This music eventually prompted the FBI to send out a warning to the record label Ruthless Records about the song breaking out on its own and on a new record label. Dr. Dre hit the top of the hip-hop charts with The Chronic on Death Row Records in 1992. The biggest single from the album was Nothing But a G Thing, which featured legendary rapper Snoop Dogg. Well, back then he was a little-known rapper. With the latest release, Dr. Dre helped introduce G-Funk, which incorporated musical samples from melodies from funk with gangster rap. Dre had always admired the work of such acts as Parliament and Funkadelic. Dr. Dre also released his second solo album in 2001 in 1999, selling millions of copies, and the recording proved to be a hit on both the hip-hop and pop charts. Behind the scenes, Dr. Dre has been instrumental in launching the careers of numerous hip-hop rap artists. He acted as a track producer for many of the artists on Ruthless Records. A venture started up with Eazy-E. Dr. Dre also worked along with singer Michelle Lee on her debut album with NWA. Dr. Dre helped produce much of the group's material with Marion or Suge Knight. Dr. Dre co-founded the rap music empire known as Death Row Records in 1991. There, he worked on the 1993 debut album of Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, and Tupac Shakur's 1996 work, All Eyes on Me. Dr. Dre established on his own after that split, Aftermath Entertainment, in connection with Interscope Records. He signed a numerous number of acts to Aftermath. But his two greatest successes came from rapper Eminem and rapper 50 Cent. Among other projects, 50 Cent pretty much was a major success as well. Dre is currently one of the world's leading hip-hop moguls. In 2008, Dre expanded his hip-hop brand when he founded the Beats electronic headphones. He debuted the company's audio line with Beats by Dre studio headphones, which became widely popular and followed by more successful products endorsed by pop and hip-hop artists. In May 2014, Apple announced the purchase of Beats for $3 billion. The deal increased Dre's net worth to now approximately $800 million, making him one of the richest rap stars in the world, according to Forbes' list. Dr. Dre announced the release of his long-awaited third album, Compton, a soundtrack on the iTunes and iMovie and Apple Music, a biopic of his about the rise of NWA. Dre claimed the album was inspired by his time spent on the movie set. And his success only solidifies his position as one of the greatest to ever do what he does.